All right, guys. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing good. All right. Let me know if you can hear the music. All right. So today we have jobless claims, unemployment filings. It's the only big economic data release that we have this week. It is expected. Let me put this up on screen. (8:30 a.m.) It's expected at. Let's see what it's expected at. Uh, 221,000. Put that on the bottom of the screen here just so you guys can see it. There we go. What's up, Beach Bum, Yair, Hugh, Ray, Taker, Pawn, Faye, Lost? Good morning. Let me know if you can hear the music. All right. Oh, what's up, Richard? Yeah, let me drink some coffee real quick, guys. Bears are going to catch bull off guard. Yeah, if we look at the SPY today, NVIDIA at 144 is pretty green day yesterday. Tesla down, though. The SPY is down this morning as well after running up pretty big yesterday. So yesterday, a big run up. Today, a big dip. We could look at the Q as well. The NASDAQ. Still in this big upward trend, but down on the day like everything else. Green day yesterday, red day this morning so far. That's pretty common. Most stuff was green yesterday. Yet a lot of stuff's red today. So the market is in bad condition. Explain. GE Aerospace, huge earnings news. Yeah, what earnings did we have this morning? I know we had some. We got American Airlines, GE. This used to be General Electric. Now it's GE Aerospace. We had Elevance, Freeport, Texas Capital, Pacific Premier, Union Pacific, Bank of Cali. This news long or short? I have no idea. No idea. It depends on what the data shows. Higher jobs. The market's kind of feared economic strength, and so it'll be interesting to watch today because, you know, for the last few weeks, the market has feared economic strength because of inflation worries, right? The market doesn't want inflation. And so anything that showed stronger than expected economic strength, the market reacted negatively to a certain extent. And so the question is, and I really don't know what the answer is, but the question is, how does the market respond to jobless claims today? If jobless claims come in higher than expected, what does that mean the market does? Vice versa. Next week, we got a ton of stuff. We do have some earnings this week. Market so extended needs a rebalance through a nice correction. There's still our stocks moving on. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the market wants, doesn't want. We'll see. Generally, we have one large 10% correction a year in indices. And so we'll see if we get that this year. I don't know. I tend to think the market could use a correction as well, but it doesn't mean we have to. And the market can just kind of keep on running up, ripping it up, ripping up at everybody's face. It doesn't really matter. The market can do whatever it wants to do. Nothing's definitive. Nothing has to happen. And so, the market wants to go up, it goes up. Even if we think it needs to correct, it's a different animal. We can't really control it in that regard. So you just gotta watch it. It's why typically buying long term is always going to be better than selling or shorting, because buying stocks and indices long term builds generational wealth. It just does. The compounding interest effect of everything, just buying and sitting on blue chips, like large cap companies and blue chips in the S&P and the NASDAQ, or the S&P and the NASDAQ itself, or the Dow, that builds generational wealth as long as you can have the patience to just kind of sit on it. But a lot of people don't. A lot of people get excited. They sell. They cut their positions. And the real name of it is really DCAing, accumulation, dollar cost averaging, and accumulation through dollar cost averaging is generally what you want to do. Although, again, remember, guys, I have no freaking idea what I'm talking about. Do not copy me. I'm not an investment professional. If you copy me, you might lose. I do trade off stream. You're not going to see all my trades. Sometimes I lose off stream. Understand CFTC 4.41. Hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations, guys. Not an investment professional. Not liable if you lose money. If you copy somebody called beginner trading, I mean, I'm not going to say you deserve it, but just don't copy me, because, I'm the top 3 worst trader ever. Don't do it. Anyways. Yeah, I was able to get funded on that other account yesterday too, so that's a good feeling. So now we have 3. We've been trying to build up 3. I think we can have up to 5. We have 3 and another combine account, believe it or not. I didn't even know we had another combine account. Oh, we do. Okay. Yeah, looking at the earnings this morning, we'll start covering them. Give me a second. All right, NVIDIA coming all the way back down. It closed yesterday at 147, which is honestly pretty strong. Let's do the news. Let me see if AI did it. So I told AI to do a specific thing every morning. Let's see if it does. It did. It gave it to me, dude. That's cool. All right, guys. So here's the news. As of this morning, January 23rd, here are the key developments influencing the U.S. pre-market session. The Dow Jones rose by 0.03%. S&P dipped 0.17%, just under 0.2%. The NASDAQ is down almost 0.5%. It's pretty small dips, all things considered, but they are down a lot. Everything is mostly consistently down. Movements follow a robust performance yesterday. Markets did really well. The S&P nearing a record high yesterday. Corporate earnings, GE Aerospace, previously GE General Electric, reported strong quarter 4 earnings. They announced the dividend increase and a $7 billion share buyback plan. Shares surged up over 7.2% because of this. If we look at GE, you can see it's up to like $200 a share, roughly, give or take about 200 bucks. It's up nice, it's up big. We'll see if it continues now. And yeah. We also had Electronic Arts. It lowered its fiscal year bookings guidance due to underperformance of its soccer title, specifically FIFA, or what was previously FIFA, now did poorly. The stock is down 15% if you look at EA. EA gets a little lazy with their games, bro. They do. They get a little lazy with their games, man. The UFC 5 game was not as good as it should have been. They basically just recycled a bunch of stuff from the previous game. I'm just not a fan of EA. They're money grabs a lot of the time. Yeah. Anyways, they're down 15% today. Artificial intelligence initiative. So the new president announced a $500 billion investment into AI infrastructure, dubbed the Stargate project. It involves Oracle, OpenAI, and SoftBank. Despite the initial enthusiasm, key AI stocks experienced declines like Oracle, Nvidia, and ARM are all down today. ARM is down 4.4% and dipping some, so we'll see what happens there. So we are up a pretty significant amount here. We just took some profit off. I think we're up about $900 in this trade. Look at this. We're going to take another piece off there. And we're going to get out the rest there, right around that 200 exponential. You can kind of see the trades. We made 500, 160, and 150 just now. And about, like, I probably held this thing for about, what, like 3-4 minutes. Hey, so not too shabby here, not too shabby. I'll take it. Yeah, we made about 700-800 net there, I think, on the NASDAQ. All right, let me do a poll here. I'm realizing I didn't do a poll. Let me get a timer up as well. We got the data's going to be released in about an hour, really. So we'll get the timer up. We're ready for it. Let me do a poll here. Does jobless claims come in higher or lower? Higher, lower. Vote on the poll. Let me know what you guys think. I'm trying to see where the news is for some of these. Volkswagen CFO says, is to GMF, says that they need to increase their rate of return at the VW group to attract capital. So ByteDance is exploring alternatives to an outright sale of TikTok US, according to Bloomberg. I wonder what the alternatives are, though. Yeah, I dislike EA. I think they're sleazy. As a video game nerd, listen, I'm in my 30s now, man. I just don't play as many video games as I used to. I used to play Halo, Call of Duty. I just don't play as much as I used to. My son loves it now. My son plays Fortnite. My kids play video games now. And I kind of let them play. I try to be an understanding parent. But I just don't have the time to play anymore. But when I do play, I still don't like EA. EA was always seen as a greedy company. They're still acting like it, it looks like. Yeah. All right, so NASDAQ's down. Yeah. I still game like crazy. Yeah, I mean, you kind of get older and, like, you know, you start like wanting to make money, and so you just have less time playing video. I still play, don't get me wrong. Like, I'll still play occasionally. Maybe like once a week I'll play, you know, if I find some time, but it's definitely not a lot. All right, SPY up there. It's at 605. Yeah, I can't judge you if you play. I used to play. I grew up in Halo 3 days, right? Anybody that knows Halo, I grew up in Halo 3 days, where Halo 3 was around. It was big. Kids nowadays are just different, though. They really are, bro. Kids are just different, man. Like, my daughter's dealing with drama right now. Still, like, a bunch of kids just without parents that are paying attention to them, that are just kind of hurting and lashing out and being difficult at each other. I feel bad for all of them, to be honest. But yeah, I just kind of avoid it. Tell my daughter to do the same thing. Just freaking ignore them. Like, you know. They'll get older and end up feeling bad about it, you know. But, you know, just let them. The majority of modern game studios are a bit sleazy. Yeah, that's how it goes. They got too big. They used to be really independent, but now they're big. Anyways, dude, I don't know why. You know, they used to give me like earnings updates here. I guess none of this stuff is big enough to justify the earnings. If we're looking at earnings releasing today, again, AAL release, they BDPSB revenue, GE BDPSB revenue, Elevance BDPSB revenue, McCormick BDPSB revenue, Texas Capital Bank BDPSB revenue, Bank of California BDPSB revenue. And so most companies did good today. We don't really have anything else coming out tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, I see Elon still games a lot. But when you're a billionaire, you don't ever need to make money again, really. You know. Alright, I'm sorry. I gotta change the song. It's a little bit too much for me. For 6:30 in the morning in Texas. Is Diablo pay to play though? Right? Like, is it? I don't know. I really Diablo is always too dark of a game for me. It's just a little bit too dark for me. I can't get down with it. But yeah, is trading your full-time job? No, marketing is. But again, like, I don't need to make money from YouTube either, right? Like, I'm basically good for the rest of my life. I'm good. You know, like I made some money with Bitcoin. Like I've made money in different ways in which, like, now I don't need to do anything really. But I love the market, so I can kind of cover markets and cover finance, and this YouTube channel certainly brings in income. And so, you know, I'm gonna let it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I thought the Diablo series was basically dead, pun intended. I was good at Halo 2, but the new Halos are just different. And so it's Epidemic Sounds. BJ is what I use. Epidemic Sounds. Is this a helicopter sound effects in the background? Oh, man. I remember playing the original Diablo. I remember playing it on my computer. It's getting viewers? Really? Interesting. All right, chat. Hey, jobless claims unemployment. Oh, man, I forgot to activate the timer. My bad here. What do we got? We got 52 minutes left. Yeah. Here's the timer on the left side. All right, guys. So, are you guys red or green this week? Did Roaring Kitty post again? I heard he did. At a certain point, though, it's diluted now. To a certain point, it's diluted now. All right, guys, we got an hour. Look at our poll. 68% say yes. Higher. $6,800 loss in XFAs, man. I'll take Aspinall over Jones. Yeah, well, Aspinall probably would beat Jones. Let's just be real here for a second. Anybody that thinks he wouldn't, I'm not going to say he wouldn't. I would say, like, out of 10 times, Aspinall beats him at least 4 out of 10, right? Maybe 6, 7 out of 10. You know, I think Jones might beat Aspinall a couple times too, but the problem is Jones is old. He's slow. He's slowing. He's not slow relative to how he used to be. He's slow. And so Jones is he's just old and he knows it. You know, and the only issue I have with Jones, I think Jones is the greatest light heavyweight of all time for sure, right? But when we're talking about heavyweights, Jones beating Cyril Gane and an old Stipe Miocic does not make you the greatest heavyweight of all time. It just doesn't. It doesn't even make you the greatest MMA fighter of all time. And the issue I have with him is that Jones got his belt fighting an old Shogun Rua, right? Jones fought a bunch of old guys to get that belt in light heavyweight a long time ago. And the old guys fought him, even though he was a young, hungry contender that was dangerous. The old guys fought him. And still risk their belt to fight him. And now when it comes time for Jones to do the same thing, fight a young, hungry Tom Aspinall, Jones doesn't want any part of it. You know, that's the issue I have with it, is that he doesn't do for other young champions what they did for him. And that's my big issue with Jones right now. Even though I think Jones is the greatest light heavyweight of all time, he's not scared. He doesn't want to hurt his legacy, and he knows Aspinall is a threat to it 100%. And everybody can kind of see it, and, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, the Japanese rate decisions tonight. The Japanese rate decision is incredibly important because U.S. investors use the Japanese yen because it's cheap interest. And so they buy up a bunch of stocks and bonds and U.S. assets with the Japanese yen because of its cheap interest rates. And then if the Bank of Japan turns out to be a lot more hawkish or restrictive than expected, that might cause a burst of selling in U.S. assets because of that, and consequently make like markets dump. That's definitely possible, right? Like, that's definitely possible. Yeah, he needs to pass the torch. He needs to do what he did. He needs to do what they did for him, right? If not, he's being a little selfish. Fight the best contender, the number one contender. If you're going to move up to heavyweight and act like you're the greatest heavyweight, you better fight the freaking up-and-coming contenders here, right? Like, moving up to heavyweight and fighting geriatric Stipe Miocic doesn't show anything, brother. Oh, wow, you fought Stipe Miocic, a 40-something-year-old with with 4-year layoff who's gotten really chinny in his last 3 or 4 fights anyway. Like, congratulations. Like, you beat an old, Stipe Miocic. It doesn't mean anything. Like if you want to move up to heavyweight, move up to heavyweight. Fight the actual contenders. Like, don't skip around it. Well, he likes to handpick his opponents is the issue. You should make a vlog channel? Nah, I'm good, bro. My life's too boring. Like, I don't do enough fun stuff to make a vlog channel, brother. Like, I sit around with my family, watch movies. I train jiu-jitsu and sometimes striking. And, like, I try to build businesses. That's all I do. I don't know if that's really the best thing suited for a blog. Or a vlog, I should say. All right, so yields are up a little bit today, meaning, let me see what they did yesterday. Yeah, so yields started to rebound some. Yields follow interest rates, and so if yields are rebounding, that means they think interest rates are going to be higher. I know the mortgage rate came out yesterday, and it was lower than last time, which is good. Make a jiu-jitsu channel? I mean, I'm not good enough at jiu-jitsu to make, like, a jiu-jitsu dedicated channel. Listen, my friends and I have a group called the White Belt Avengers. And it's just kind of like an ironic twist because we're just a bunch of white belts that, are, honestly, we're pretty good though. Like, at least they are, and like you got JB, who's like, he's like 40 something years old, but he's like judo black belt. Very good. And then Lance is like a ankle lock. But yeah, we got, like, that's the only people I could make content with, but I don't want to throw that element in there. Like, again, I just want to train and get better. I don't want to start videotaping that. That's a lot of pressure. Y'all don't understand. It's a lot of pressure to videotape yourself. Like, insecure people lash out, right? Like, that's the nature of the internet, Like, as you get older, you realize the people that are the loudest and, like, the meanest are usually the most insecure people. But regardless of it, you get enough people, you're going to have some people like that. It's just not a fun thing to deal with, to be honest. And so adding that element to my trading, I'm just not interested in it, I think. Yeah. Yeah, if you can edit, send me some. I'm always looking for an editor. What I need, though, brother, is I need an editor that can send me stuff back within, like, 10 hours. Like, I need a fast editor. Every time I've tried to find one, I'll pay a premium. Like, I remember I was paying this last dude, like, $300 a video if he could produce it for me within like, 10 hours. $300 for an hour of work, 2 hours of work, maybe, for a good editor. That's a good, I'm not saying I'm going to pay you that much. But I'll pay you like $200 per video if you can send it back to me within like 10 hours. I think that's reasonable. These banners on your page? Oh, you mean that banner up there? Yeah, listen, I'm self-deprecating. You mean this one right here? I have no idea what I'm talking about. If you copy me, you might lose. Don't copy me. Yeah. Listen. They can't say I'm not honest here. They can't say I'm not honest. I try. Yeah. Any interest in making channel members? We have channel members. You can join it right now, bro. Listen, if you want to be a member. Listen. You want to be a member, bro. Hit that button right there. Click join. Again, you don't get anything extra. I promised people I wouldn't make any paywalls behind content. And I'm going to stick to that. All right, I told people I wouldn't. So you don't get anything extra. The only thing you get is these coveted emojis. Like Beardless John. Carol. My dog Rosie. That's the only thing you really get. Outside of that, it's just a way to help support the channel. You want to help support us, bro, do it. But yeah. All right, guys. What does higher jobless claims indicate for the market? It shows weaker economics. Higher jobless claims means more people are filing for unemployment than expected. And so in that regard, higher jobless claims means more people filing for unemployment means less people working, less people spending, and ultimately weaker economic data is what it means. At the same time, though, the market might react positively to it. We don't know. We don't know what the market's going to do to jobless claims. We really don't. The market's down a lot, but it also kind of fears inflation right now. So it could mean a lot of different things for it. We still got 40 minutes, though. 40 minutes here. You could do one-on-one coaching. Nah, I'm good. Again, that would be paywalls. I'm not a guru here, though, guys. I'm not a guru. In fact, I have no idea what I'm talking about. And so I'm not going to charge people for one-on-one mentorship if I have no idea what I'm talking about. And yeah, I'd rather just not. Sorry, bro. That's not all we get. Sometimes you I don't ever shut down chat and make it members only. I never do that. I've never done that ever. You should do a competition. Yeah, the market's definitely focused on the Bank of Japan rate decision. It's going to be late tonight, though, to be honest. It really is. So again, jobless claims numbers set to release today. Expectations of 220,000, 221, 220 is what I'm showing for most people. Numbers might be influenced by the recent California wildfires, is what they're saying. So China's market measures are playing a role in today's sentiment. China introduced policies to boost its stock market, including mandatory share purchases by pensions and mutual funds. Shanghai's stock index rose 0.5%, while Hong Kong's declined 0.4%. Think about that, though, chat. Think about that. Think about that, though, man. That's kind of crazy. So imagine if the U.S. made people buy stocks, right? Imagine if they forced you to buy it here. People would freak out. All right, so again, U.S. stock futures are subdued, slight movements in Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ. Cautious tone ahead of jobless claims and the yen carry potential. Yeah, so again, if you want to know why it's important, so just to break down what I mean by yen carry. All right, the yen carry trade refers to a popular financial strategy where investors borrow funds in a low interest rate currency like the Japanese yen and use that to borrow money to invest in higher yielding assets in another currency. Essentially, it's about taking advantage of the difference in interest rates between two countries. So borrowing the yen, since Japan has a very low or even zero interest rate for much of the past few decades, is relatively cheap to borrow the Japanese yen. Investors exchange that borrowed yen for a currency that offers higher yields, like the Australian dollar, or in this case specifically the US dollar. And then they use those converted funds to purchase assets like bonds in the US, stocks, or other instruments that offer higher returns. The goal is to earn more on the investment than what is paid in interest on the yen loan, pocketing the spread as profit, right? And that is why the interest rate decision in Japan is such a big influencing factor today in markets. You know, the risks are the yen appreciates strongly, the cost of repaying the yen denominated loan increases, wiping out profits. Japanese can change the interest rates. That's a risk as well. Market instability during times of financial turbulence. Investors often unwind carry trades, leading to rapid appreciation of the yen and losses for the traders still in positions. And so that's what is kind of going on here. Hey, my guy, thank you so much for the whatever that is, your thoughts about the rate decision. Yeah, I mean, I think they're expecting 50 basis points. If I'm wrong, y'all can correct me, but I think it's 50 basis points. Rate hike. I think they're going to raise rates 50 basis points. If you hear all this jargon in trading, 50 basis points means 0.5%. You know, the interest rates that we're referencing are the federal bank's interest rates. So like here we have the Federal Reserve. It's called the federal funds rate in the U.S., which is the the rate banks charge each other to lend money overnight. But what you got to understand is that like these interest rates eventually trickle into all the interest rates that you pay if you get a loan for a car, if you pay to get a loan for a mortgage. It kind of indirectly influences those. And so it does influence spending. And the logic of it is like if the Federal Reserve wants you to spend less because inflation's a risk, right? If inflation's a problem and they want you to spend less, what do? They raise interest rates, right? When interest rates are higher, people have less cheap access to loans. And so they get less loans, they spend less. And in theory, inflation goes down, and vice versa. If they want you to spend more, like in times of economic turmoil, like 2020, like 2008, they will lower interest rates. And why did they do that? They lower interest rates because when everybody has a lot cheaper access to loans and mortgages and auto lending and whatever, home equity lines of credit, whatever you want to think of, those are directly influenced by it. But when interest rates are cheap, people tend to take out more loans, and in that regard, they tend to spend more. That boosts the economy. More spending equals stronger economy. And so that's how the Federal Reserve, that's how it behaves. It controls interest rates. If it's a more desperate situation, so if they're more desperate to bring interest rates down and to inject, and to strengthen the economy in a more desperate way, they'll do something in the U.S. called quantitative easing. Quantitative easing is a form of money printing where they buy up a bunch of bank reserves, or they create a bunch of bank reserves. They create a bunch of bank reserves, essentially money printing, and then they use those bank reserves to buy U.S. assets like bonds, stuff like that, and that injects liquidity, allows banks to lower interest rates in a more efficient way, and that ultimately stimulates the economy. You see it in 2020, we did quantitative easing. The consequence of this, though, is inflation. So the consequence of QE is inflation, and then the Fed can play the other side doing quantitative tightening, which is essentially reducing their balance sheet. There's a lot of jargon I repeat here so people can understand it, because it's important for people to understand this jargon, because all these words are thrown around, but a lot of people don't actually understand what any of it means, and so it's important so they can understand it. Yeah, so 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Central. It's pretty late. I don't know what I don't know if I'm even, I'll try to cover it, but it's late, and most markets are going to be closed. What's up, Andrew? Ty? All right, chat. Are y'all optimistic? Yeah, let me open up Discord. I don't think I've pulled it up yet. We still got like 35 minutes before this data comes out. All right, so the UK has new powers versus tech giants. It's probing Apple and Google. Probe of Google and Apple mobile ecosystems comes 1 week after a new search probe. UK regulator said on Thursday it's using its new powers to investigate Apple and Google's mobile ecosystems. GE Aerospace stock leaps toward an 18-year high after a big earnings beat. You can see GE here is popping up big. It's at 203.30s right now, 203.30s. Yeah, appreciate it. Hey, thank you for the $2 donation. SoFi earnings Monday next week. I'm probably going to stream those, most likely, but I'm not 100% sure, but I'll probably stream those. We'll see, though. I'm not 100% sure. Hey, thank you, Beach Bum. Yeah, y'all go check out Beach Bum's channel. Give that man a subscribe. Good swing trading content. Crypto dip would be welcomed by me. Allow me to increase my... Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I should trade it or not, the yen carry thing. What do you guys think? Should I stream it? Not trade it, I mean, should I stream it? Yes, please. I'll watch. Well, you guys really? I'd pass. It's so late, though, man. That's the only thing for me. It's so late. I'd rather just cover it tomorrow. Why do these events occur 30 minutes after the hour? I don't know, man. They usually come like it. What I think is that they usually make these events. Excuse me. They usually make these events happen midday pre-market. The reason it happens midday pre-market, like middle of the morning in pre-market, is because people are still tuning in to watch it, but markets aren't open, so they don't have to worry about big volume swings and manipulation as much. But I don't know. Yeah, I'll try to cover it, chat, but I don't know, man. We'll see. Is it still snowing for you guys? Is it still snowing? Yeah, again. Yeah, check with your dashboard. YouTube added a goals thing. You can add like a goal and it pops up a little target and we'll track it for the chat. Really? Where does the goal thing at? Let me try. Engage with your audience. I can start a Q&A. I don't see the goal thing though. Oh, there it is. Goal. Add a goal. It's super chat related though. That's a good way. Like I don't hate it, but I wish it was something besides super chat. I wish I could do like a like goal, because then it's just asking people for money, and I'm not really about that. You think Apple's gonna rally up to earnings? I'm not sure, man. Apple earnings next week. Next week's the big week for earnings. I'm gonna be busy. I love earnings season because I can create a lot of content for the channel. But it's also kind of exhausting because earnings are long. And so, yeah, it's just kind of exhausting. But we'll see. We got 30 minutes chat. Apple earnings are on the 30th, so they're next Thursday. So, yeah, next Wednesday we got the rate decision. And then we have Microsoft, IBM, Meta, Tesla earnings on Wednesday evening. And then Thursday we have Apple. So, yeah, next week's busy. The 30th. We got UPS, MasterCard, Dow, Blackstone, Southwest Airlines, Nokia, Comcast, Caterpillar. We got Apple, Intel, Visa, and more in the evening. At least Apple is like, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to do it with likes. I just don't see an option for it. Like, I can hit gold. The only thing I can see is super chats. Yeah, there's no other option. 1 super chat, 5 super chat, 10 super chats, 15. Yeah, so it's literally only super chat. There's no other way to do it. I wish it could be likes. Not that I can see, at least. All right, we got over 600 people here. Not bad for 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 a.m. in Texas. When Jobless claims come out, we'll have well over 1,000 viewers, which is nice. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much. What's up, Joseph? Chewy? Non-AI trade? Chewy, man. How's it doing? The question is, does Amazon sell dog food? If they do, yeah, they do. I'm not the most optimistic for Chewy long term then. Yeah. And thank you, Brandon. Yeah, I'm going to be on Top Step TV tomorrow, or today at 11 a.m. as well. So yeah, we're going to be on there tomorrow. My Discord's growing a little bit though. Hey, my Discord's growing. Yeah. Yeah, I'm reading some of this stuff. I'm gonna have to start documenting some levels too. We got 25 minutes. We're gonna start to get into the swing of trading. We've already made a pretty decent amount already this morning. And our sentiment was correct here. I think the market is kind of flat and choppy ahead of these results. So yeah. All right, guys, wish me luck. We're gonna try to get, so we got a funded in one account yesterday. We activated it already, and that's good. Today we're gonna try to get funded in another one. I'd love 4 challenge accounts, or 4 combine accounts, or 4 funded accounts here. We'll see if we can get it. Yeah, I'll throw this up, show you this trade right now. Move this out the way. Take a piece off, take another piece. Take the rest off there. There we go. All right, we're up 1,100 in this one. 1,100. We got to make about 15 or about 350 left. I like this one. I like 3 charts like this. Let me know if this is my favorite layout right here, where I got the NASDAQ up big, and so you guys can actually watch my trading. And I figured out like the plan. So once I get this close where I only need like 400 bucks, I am going to only trade 1 contract unless I need to add to it. I don't like that. I'm going to cut it. So we just lost 35 bucks there, and it looks like that was the right move. So we're up still basically 1,100. It's Buy just into range. Yeah, I think we might chop ahead of jobless claims too. This is the only big economic report this week outside of the yen carry trade. And so the reason I shorted here, and I still might short, let me see. I'm going to short another piece here. The reason I might is because I think we could chop ahead of the jobless claims numbers. So I'll take another 2 contracts. I'll add 1 to this if it goes. But I'm going to start using 1 contract, taking kind of like small, like scalping movements here. We're going to add back right here. See if we reject quick. We're still flushing down. I don't like that retracement. We were good for a little bit. Let me see. I'll give it a second. All right. I'm going to take a piece off here. Lock $30 and profit up. Small, but hey. We can let the rest ride now too, and we got a cushion so we can be a little bit more loose with this. You guys green or red today? Last time Bank of Japan raised caught people off guard. Yeah, well, it was the yen carry crash. And it definitely, like, I'm not going to say we crashed, but we definitely tanked the market from that. We're going to add to this. See if we can flush down a little bit more. We can take that piece, like, immediately off like this. There we go. And it looks like it was necessary, too. Because now we're even... Whoa. Weird. Some news just come out. I'm gonna cut this. This is a very strange price action. All right, we ended up green though, which is nice. Yeah, now we're up basically 12. Very strange candle movement here though, guys. Let's scalp that out too. Yeah, now we need less than $300. I might switch to micros now, or just keep. I think I'm gonna keep trading 1 mini contract. Red, flat. I am red, sadly. Green, red. Looking to get green on the next trade. Red, but that's okay. What's going on here, though? Look at this big red candle. There's something happening in the market right now. So, yeah, we're up 1,200 right now so far. All right, so Oracle. So, we got some news that came out just recently. All right. Oracle announces a new tools to help defense contractors comply with new Department of Defense cybersecurity maturity model certification when they launch services on Oracle Cloud infrastructure is one of the news releases. Also, the current president at Davos today is likely to just deliver remarks by video teleconference to trumpet his interest in attracting investments in the U.S., according to CBS's Jacobs. What a drop, though, here, man. I'm going to short a little bit here. See if we can catch it. It's a little risky, though. This is big, like, swingy price action, though. All right, we're out. We need about $250 left, give or take. I should have stayed in the short. I would have made money. I was correct. But, yeah, we're up about $1,230 right now. We'll see if we can hit it. See, this is why I like these gap fills sometimes, is because like we have these big red candles and we fill the gap. I don't know if this would cause this big dump in markets though. Where's Bitcoin at today? I think it's down slightly from yesterday, no? Yeah, it's at 101s. Yeah, we're gonna have to draw out some levels now, which is probably a good time to do it. This is definitely a level. I would say this is a level 2. I'm gonna short into that. Maybe add to 2 contracts. Actually, no, I'm not gonna add to 2. I'm not gonna add to this anymore. Because I can actually like limit my risk if I take small contracts here. we're gonna cut this. $65 loss, very small. No, the yen carry trade was much farther. Like, let me show you guys. So like, I'll show you guys the price action. It was on August 5th. All right, so like if y'all want to see the yen, look at that, dude. My level was just slightly off, bro. Like slightly off. It rejected exactly where I thought it would. I just didn't have the guts to hold it, unfortunately. We'll short this here. Again, we're still sticking with one contract, but let me show you guys this, right? Like, let me show you guys. It's probably a little bit worse than you think it is here in terms of the craziness that we got from the yen carry dump that day, right? So let me put this into perspective here. It was August 5th. Yeah. Where was it? Was it August 5th? I don't see it on August 5th. Yeah, I don't see it here. Let me keep looking. The market dumped too. Or no, I'm showing August. I'm showing July 31st. So I'm showing right here. Here it is. Look, here it is. Look at this. So this was the yen carry drama here. Look at this. It was August 1st. Yeah, so this was the initial crash. Look at this. That was the yen carry drama right here. Look at that drop. It's a big drop, honestly. Yeah. Yeah, you can see how like brutal this price action was. Like, look at how much US markets dumped. I'm gonna have to cut this if it breaks over that level too. We're still up like a K, like 1,000. There we go, it's back. Okay, good, that's good. We got about 800 people here. We still got 15 minutes. What's up, chat? The December 18th dip, I'm not sure. I have to go back and check. It might have been like economic reports. Oh, it's the Fed meeting. The Fed decision was on December 18th. So yeah, it was the Fed meeting is what it was. Look, so here's our risk. Here's our reward target. We're trying to be patient with it. And we're good. We're green. We'll add to it if we get deep into the green, but we need confirmation in green first before we add any positions to this, because if not, we're just taking an unnecessary risk here, I think. But yeah, this was the yen carry drama. Look at that. Yeah, just to put this into perspective here too, chat. This is not small. So we dropped from 555s. By the end of it, we were down to 507s. So on a percentage basis here, we dropped 9%, almost 10% in a couple days from the yen carry drama. I remember when it happened because I covered this. This was a big economic event that we covered. We got a bunch of people too. It wasn't small. It wasn't small. And so I think people still have that memory, that like innate memory here. And that's what people are still kind of scared about, especially with this Bank of Japan rate decision coming out tonight. All right, so we're gonna cut this if it can't do something here. We're trying to be patient, but it's just kind of going up and down here, kind of chopping out. We're keeping our risk small though, so I'm actually like okay with the way I managed it. Like we're up 1,200 on the day, and so if we lose this trade, we'll be down about 100 in the last two. See, it's confirming that level here, but I can't give it too much room. The only way I might take more risks here is this 200 exponential could reject. We'll see if it does. But we got to be tighter with our risks now since we added to it. I don't want to see a bunch of shorts starting to get squeezed out and then it like really negatively affected me. There's the rejection at the 200 exponential. My risk is about 200 bucks. I don't want to lose over 200 here. All right, that's better. I'm trying to be patient, but this is taking too long. I'm going to probably just cut this. Yeah. All right, guys, so we're trying to push down. We did reject the 200 exponential. I probably could have held it, but it's all right. We might have been right the whole time. It's why I wanted to add to it. Yeah, we were. Look at that. All right, we just took half off. Basically made all our money back, and now we'll see if we can build some profit here. That 200 exponential rejection, you know, was easy to read. Tesla pushing up, though. Let's watch NVIDIA here. NVIDIA 144s. There we go. We're kind of chopping out right now ahead of this report. We got jobless claims, unemployment filings dropping in 10 minutes, chat. About 11 minutes here. But they're coming pretty soon. I just took half off, locked in another 40, 50 bucks. See if we can make money on this trade now. Getting pretty close. Bitcoin's still falling down most of the morning here. Hey, thank you, Radical. I try to mix a 1 minute, 5 minute. Just depends on what I'm doing. It's trying to break down. There might be too much support. The only issue, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this, I think, and get out mostly flat. Yeah, I'm just gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it and just wait. Yeah, we're up 11.50 on the day, so still up a good bit. Well, what I mean by choppy today is we have 9 minutes left here, guys. So we have 9 minutes left. We have 9 minutes left here before the jobless claims report. And so leading into that report, it's plausible that we just kind of go like this, right? Because people are waiting the economic data to come out, so they're just kind of sitting back waiting for it. And it looks like it was a good exit. We got out. We do have a little head and shoulders like pattern though. 30-second opening range breakout. I'm not a big fan. Yeah, I would just ignore him. He's probably a troll. You know, he's probably a troll. So I would just ignore him asking about, you know, that. Yeah. All right, we got over 1,000 people here. Still got 8 minutes left. Give me your last bit of predictions. You think we're going to come in high or low for jobless claims? High or lower? Jobless claims, unemployment. Yeah, just ignore the trolls though, guys. Like, you learn very quickly, like, people that spend their time and energy looking to drag others down and just kind of insult people and attack people are really just kind of struggling. right? Like they're just kind of struggling. You know, they've got their own insecurities, and you know, you wish them the best. You pity them a little bit if they're too like angry and aggressive and insulting. Like you pity them, like you feel bad for them. Usually they got their own stuff going on. You know, the younger they are, the less they recognize how insecure it makes them look. And so, you know, just wish them the best. I try to put goodness out into the world. I truly believe you get what you put out there. You put out a bunch of negativity, you're going to get it back tenfold. So I wish whomever the best. Is this a replay? The market doesn't open for an hour. So we're in pre-market session. All right, pre-market, the market's open. There's 3 different states of market in the stock market, the U.S. stock market. First of it is just markets are closed. When markets technically open up, are called extended hours. Extended hours start, I believe, at like 3 a.m. for some places, 4 a.m. for others, and they run until 9:30, which is the opening bell. That's called pre-market. And then after 4 p.m., the market closes, but there's still an extended hour session where the market's open, but it's an extended hour session, and that's called after hours. It's from like 4 to 8 p.m. And then there's actual market open from 9:30 to 4 p.m. So the market's open in pre-market and extended hours and after hours. You just can't use market orders. There's less liquidity. You can only use limit orders. Most of the time, big banks, stocks, and institutions use this time, the extended hours like pre-market and after hour session, to release earnings, economic data, and all that other stuff. Yeah, for sure. Like people that are happy with their life don't like spend all their time and energy looking to kind of like attack others, you know, like just move on. Like if you're really, you know, just move on. Like I might dislike somebody or some other channel. I'm not about to spend my time freaking go into their channel and trying to harass them. That just shows insecurity. I'm just gonna live my life. Success is the best revenge, you know. Live your life. Yeah, I'm trading futures as well. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. Oh, I'm definitely top 3 most biased ever. Some would say, at least. All right, guys, we got 5 minutes. What's up, Todd? Hope you're doing good, bro. I was thinking that was you when I saw the tref. Yeah, so the Japanese interest rate hike is going to happen at like 10 o'clock tonight. 10 o'clock tonight. Top 3 best pre-market show ever. Hey, we got 1,300 people watching. We still got 5 minutes or so until the data releases. Again, we're chopping out right now until the economic report, so we're waiting. We got something to cover, though. Again, jobless claims expected in 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Expected at 221, 220, depending on which one you look at. Mortgage data came out yesterday. Still gotta wait 5 minutes, 4 minutes really. All right, guys, here we go. We're chopping out ahead of it. I don't know what the market wants. I don't know if the market wants stronger than expected unemployment filings, weaker than expected unemployment filings. I really don't know. I think higher signals less economic growth, and that might make the market optimistic because of less inflation worries. That's definitely possible. Last time Bank of Japan interest rate decision, NASDAQ dropped 10%. Was it 7? Yeah. It wasn't 10%. It was about 8.5. But still, it was a big drop. We looked at it earlier. Yeah, it's called the yen carried trade. But at the same time, though, the reason the market dropped like that from the yen carry disaster was because it was unexpected. They kind of shocked the markets and came out more hawkish than expected. At this point, they're expecting a rate hike. And so it's not the same thing. It's a little bit different. Yeah, it's just not the same thing. Like that shocked markets when the Bank of Japan raised rates more and were hawkish. That shocked markets. Today they're expecting it, and so it's just a different thing, right? Like a shock, a jolt to the system can drop markets like that, but when it's already expected, it's less likely. I'm not saying it's not gonna happen. It's just less likely that it's gonna have some big crazy crash drop like we got there. Yeah, I'm 100% against leaving stocks open 24/7. Absolutely against it. I like the opening bell, bro. I get excited. I get excited around the opening bell, dude. I don't want them to open it. It's gonna dilute it so much if they open it 24/7. I would much prefer them to just relax and not only just leave it normal. Leave it like it is now, man. Don't mess with it. Can we break 2,000 viewers for jobless claims, guys? We got about 1,600 right now. All right, guys, a minute and a half. Hit the live button next to the play button. Make sure you're fully caught up on stream. Crypto is less volatile than the stock market. The reason I'm not saying I need volatility. I'm saying I need consolidated volatility, like the opening bell. Without consolidated volatility, it's gonna dilute it. It's gonna spread it too thin, and the consolidated like excitement of the opening bell is gonna go away, and I don't want that at all. Are you considered jobless? I pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes. No. They better not consider me jobless. Hey, yeah, it's here. I love you. All right, guys, we got 30 seconds. 30 seconds. I'm gonna turn the timer off. All right, guys. Here we go. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Higher or lower than expected, chat. Here we go. 20 seconds. 15 seconds now. Hit the live button next to the play button. Make sure you're fully caught up on stream, team. All right, here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Jobless claims. 223,000, higher than expected jobless claims. 223,000 versus 220 or 221 expected. Higher than expected jobless claims. Again, I think the market might react positively to this because they want lower inflation. Yes, look at that. Positive reaction to higher jobless claims numbers. I told you guys. Predictable is what this is. This is predictable. Higher than expected jobless claims numbers. 223 versus 221. 220 expected. Markets reacting positively to this, as I thought they would. Again, we came in 223 versus 220 expected. I'll put this number up on screen right here at the bottom. There's the report right here. 223 versus 220 expected. Last time was 217. Again, higher than expected. Markets reacting positively to this. Yeah. Canadian retail sales came in flat, lower than expected, weaker than expected. Continuing claims showed 1.9 million versus 1.86 million expected. So higher than expected claims on both fronts. This shows more people filing for unemployment is what this data release shows. Again, more people filing for unemployment, less people working, i.e. less people spending, and ultimately less inflation worries. Sometimes the first move is the wrong move though, but the initial reaction was positive to higher claims numbers, as we expected we would get. It's not really the big move that you might want to see though, and so we do have a little bit of time. We did break 2,000 viewers. We got over 2,000 watchers here, so appreciate the love, guys. Y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Yeah, I mean, it's not really like the market's not really moving significantly. Like this candle's pretty small, all things considered, for an economic release. but it just kind of shows you where the market's at right now. It shows you what the market fears, what the market wants, and what the market fears. And what this shows is that the market wants lower inflation, and they want weaker economic data. A weaker jobs market is what the market wants. At least it's according to the initial reaction here. Why does the market want that? Because it means inflation. Inflation is the key. If inflation's going up too much and the market fears it, what makes inflation go down? Less spending makes inflation go down. How do people spend less? If they work less. They work less, they spend less, i.e. less inflation problems. This is very predictable. I've been telling you guys this for the last couple weeks, where the market's at in terms of reactions to economic reports. The last couple reports, anything that signals a weaker economy, market reacts positively to. And so that's not a crazy shock here. Sometimes the market wants strength. Sometimes it wants weakness. It depends on how much inflation is a fear. Also, guys, while we still got a couple thousand here, if you want to check out my sponsor, we are up 1150 in this today, 1150. There's no PDT rule. When I day trade this, it's very similar to day trading stocks. I'm going to short this, actually. It's very similar to day trading stocks. Look, I can short it, and I'm going to cut it there. We just made 40 bucks very quickly. Very similar to day trading stocks. No PDT rule in futures. I can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell, gold, some currencies. Patterns are very, very similar to blue chip stock patterns, and there's no PDT rule. And so I can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell, gold. Look at this breakdown. So the first move was the wrong move here. First move was the wrong move. Almost shorted it. And again, Top Step is the most legit funded program in the world. Listen, almost all day traders lose money. If you try to day trade, grandma's savings, you're almost certainly going to lose money. Okay, do not do it. All right, instead, try a funded account program like Top Step. It's the most legit one in the world. They give you a demo. The base one's $50K. If you can make $3K without losing $2K following their rules and conditions, they fund you $50K 90% split. If you fail, you only lose the 50 bucks you pay for the monthly subscription. It's not the end of the world. Look at that support level hold too. Look at that level. Bounce directly off of my level here. And so it's the best of both worlds. It's limited risk at 50 bucks a month for the base one. If you pass it, you get a 50K funded account, 90% split, and you get to keep your first 10K in profit. Great way to learn how to day trade. Perfect middle ground of pressure. And they're the most legit one in the world. They've paid out almost $200 million since 2020. They fund thousands of traders. Great way to learn how to day trade. But understand, they're a sponsor of mine. I get paid by them, so I'm biased 100%. You want to confirm all this stuff with them. Understand CFTC 4.41, hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations. Guys, I'm not an investment professional. Some would say I'm the top 3 worst trader of all time ever in the world. Do not copy me. If you copy me, you might lose. I'm not an investment professional. I don't give out investment advice. If you copy me, you might lose. Don't do it. With that said, out the way, if you want to check them out, here's the link in the chat. Great way to learn how to day trade again. All right, guys. I'm going to short this, even though it's a little risky. One contract here, though. One contract. Let's see if we retrace fast at the 200 exponential. Kind of choppy from this thing, though, man. I'm gonna cut it if it breaks over that 200 EMA. All right, that's better. Come on. We're up over 1,000 in this one, though, so we're good regardless here. But I'd love to. It's taking too long. It's bouncing right off of that support level I drew. Come on. Come on now. Let's just drop a little bit here. I feel like the guy in Jurassic Park when he's got like the Velociraptor eggs and he's like, come on. Come on, guy. All right, so we're right at the 200 EMA. I'm not gonna let it go up too much. Now we've been really stagnant here. We stopped moving basically. Weird. Yeah, so we tapped the 200 exponential. I'll let it hit, but yeah, we're gonna have to cut this pretty soon. There we go. I like that. Keep it up. Anybody else see some weird movement on the NASDAQ? Maybe I'm just zoomed in too much, but there we go. We're basically flat on this. We're still waiting for something to happen. Yeah, I look like Chris Pratt, you think? I guess that's a compliment, no? I've heard a lot of different ones. I've heard Forrest Griffin. All right, we're out. Ah, we didn't get it. Here, it's all right. I'm going to short it again. I mean, we made a little bit there, but not as much as we wanted. All right, we got 2 contracts here. How slow the market's moving. Everything just froze. Can y'all hear me? Okay, yeah. Y'all should be able to. Look at this candle just freeze. All right, we took half off. Didn't really get that much in. I just don't like the risk. This is weird. It's moving very slow. Very boring. All right, there we go. Up 100. I'm going to add to this pretty soon if it gives it to me, but... Bob Minery? That's an insult if I've ever heard one. All right, we gotta cut it. All right, so back and forth. We're still up about 1,000. It's not really giving me the big flush breakdown I want. Yeah, we're up $990 today. What's the word on interest rates? I don't know, brother. I don't know, man. Yeah. Where's gold at today? Bitcoin back up to 102 is just about, at least Bitcoin futures are. Gold is breaking lows, breaking down a little bit. Breaking lows of the day, that is, not like big lows or anything. We're so choppy right now. I gotta just chill and wait. This is the price action on a 1-minute chart of the NASDAQ. Big Papa. Do you drink beer, bro? I mean, occasionally, yes, but it's not something I mean, I drink socially. It's not something I do every day, though. Like, you got, you know, it's just not something I do. I'm just not, like, I'll drink beer socially. Football games, weddings, you know. It's not something I do at home. The number one way you can see if you're an alcoholic or not, do you drink alone by yourself? You know, with a couple exceptions. I'm not saying that's everybody, but I'm just not trying to, yeah. All right, guys. So it is now 8:40 market time. Market is very boring, very flat. Let me end this poll. It looks like 64% of people were right. Yeah, dude, I get some weird questions. It's all good. Again, I'm not really against drinking. I just, like, look, man, I've met so many of my friends, or my kids' friends' parents, and they're almost all, like, heavy drinkers. Like, that's all they do, right? And like, almost every one of them that I've met, they just drink. That's all they do. That's all they want to do. And it's got to be kind of a hard life for them. You know what I mean? Just because it's something like, a lot of them, you can tell they have to drink just to feel normal. And like, alcohol withdrawals are no joke, dude. Like, you try to quit, you get really sick, really sick. And that's what a lot of people don't realize, is that, like, it's not like they wanted, like, some of them have to, or they get sick. And so I'm just not trying to put myself in that position. Yeah, I'm good. All right. Nicotine, no. I used to smoke cigarettes, but I probably quit like 8-9 years ago. It's been a while. I've done really well. I can be around cigarettes now for the most part and not smoke either. I've been at the beach and like pulled on a cigarette and got nauseous, you know, so I don't even do that anymore. I try not to, at least, but anyways, we're gonna do a poll. Are you bullish or bearish for the rest of the day? Not judging you if you do though, right? Like I'm not. Yeah, tomorrow with the yen carry stuff could be pretty volatile. Yeah, I mean, people just act like they make terrible decisions on alcohol. Like I've met a couple people where like I start to do business with them and then I realize they're just kind of like raging alcoholics and they just make horrible decisions, and so I just immediately like distance myself and kind of like say, okay, like, you know, I'm never like mean about it. I usually just, I'm very nice, but I don't want to hang out with them. I don't want to jeopardize stuff that I built from that. Market will remain volatile until FOMC. Yeah, the FOMC is next Wednesday. So we got less than a week now. It's on the 29th. It's also a huge day. We got a lot of economic stuff brewing that day. So... Do your kids make the decisions in your life easier? Yeah, they do. I mean, again, I got into like a deeper conversation with some people at jiu-jitsu the other day. It stemmed from like my daughter having like friend problems. Like she's struggling with friends right now, and like the friends that are like being the meanest are friends whose dad or parents are just not really in the picture, right? So they're like the meanest, like cruelest kids you can imagine, and it is something that most of the time, unless they're like narcissistic, they're gonna regret it when they get older, because they're just being horrible people, just horrible people. Most of it comes from like insecurity or jealousy. But we went into a deeper conversation about like having kids and like girls versus boys in that regard, as well as like men are more threatening physical violence, like women are more like word psychology violence in a way. But we then got deeper into it and started talking about like, I had kids young. It got my mind right. I was a complete screw up before I had children. Absolutely was. And it's something that, you know, something happens when you have kids that, and everybody doesn't need to have kids. I'm not pushing kids on anybody. But when you have kids, you start thinking about other people. Like before you have kids, a lot of people are super selfish. They only like seek selfish things, selfish motives. Once you have kids, that completely changes, and it pivots completely to the other side where you don't think about yourself as much as at all after kids. And so I think, you know, it can get your mind right. You know, it can make you work towards something besides selfish like motives. And my kids definitely did that to me for sure. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to trading, but good conversation. Yeah, dude, I'm honestly just ready for her to graduate high school. You know, like it doesn't matter. Like a lot of these kids, like it doesn't matter once they graduate high school. Like the whole scenario where they have to be forced to like be around each other in a social setting, it ends in that regard very quickly after high school. Yeah, the Nasdaq's flat as can be. That's why I've slowed down trading a lot. We'll trade our actual funded account later. I'm just hoping we get some good action today. All the popular mean girls from our school. Yeah, I mean, that's how it goes, dude. That's how it goes. It comes out like tonight. So he said, do you know when the Japanese rate decision comes out? It comes out tonight. Yeah. Yeah, I like quantum stocks, but I think it's a point now where you can't really go super heavy into them as well. Devoting a small percentage of your portfolio to quantum stocks, I think makes sense. But it's for me, it's small. Yeah, I'm in my 30s now. You mature as you get older, you really do, right? You start seeing things a little bit easier. You know, I saw this interesting thing, and it's hard to tell because so many people claim to have ADHD nowadays. It's got me even questioning whether I have ADHD, right? But I think I do. Like, I'm hyperactive. I get obsessed over certain things. Like, I'm pretty sure I have ADHD, but who freaking knows, man? You know, they're handing out medications to all these different kids just so they can slang them, you know? But it said something about like hypervigilance with kids with ADHD or people with ADHD, which means that like you see shadiness coming from like a mile away, and where other people might not. I know it's true in regards to like even like my daughter, right? Like my daughter's dealing with friend drama. I was able to tell my daughter before any of the friend drama happened, hey, you probably shouldn't let this friend do this. This friend's going to start coming at you shady. Like, this friend's going to be a weak friend. She doesn't stand up for you. Like, she's not polite at all. She's kind of rude to people. Like, you know what I mean? She's very selfishly motivated. Like, you might want to stay away from these people. And so sure enough, my daughter originally was like, oh no, you know, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. And then, you know, a couple weeks later, she came to me and she was like, you know what? You're right. They did exactly what you said. And it was true. And so it's to a point where I don't know if it has to do with hypervigilance or just trust. But to a certain point, it was kind of self-evident. And like, maybe it's something that you don't develop until you get older. But they say people with ADHD have like a hypervigilance, which means that like you can kind of see shadiness coming and like protect yourself from it. I can't tell if it's true or not, but you never know. Yeah, I was never into ADHD medication. I would actually, it would slow me down if that makes sense. It really would. It would slow me down. It would make it to where I yeah. Robotics? I think AI is the future for sure. I think AI stocks could be a little extended, but they also might not be. It depends on the net like positive effects of them. It's hard to tell, right? Like markets are up a lot. Nasdaq up 105% over the last 2 years. That's a huge amount. And so I would assume we're going to correct a little bit, but you never know. And AI is that next big thing that's going to change work and everything. And so it's also plausible. It's also possible that markets keep running, you know, keep moving up. I really don't know. If you had a wild youth, it's just street smarts. I don't know if my youth was wild. I mean, I had my fun, you know. But I don't know if I'd call it wild. I don't think it's that much different than a lot of people. But yeah, so again, we got the market open in a couple minutes here. I'm trying to hang out and wait. Yeah, how about Jamal Hill, bro? So the president does speak soon. I'm curious about what that means. Like if that means like strength or weakness in markets. What do you guys think? So we are creeping up a little bit. Like we have a slightly upward trend, but it's kind of slow. You guys long or short right now? We asked people bull or bear. 60% are bullish, 40% are bearish. I kind of wish it was still snowing though. I did kind of like the snow. So I'm laughing about this. Look at this. If anybody watches the show Landman, so Carol and I watched the movie Landman. What they said they all look like they do on the show except one of them, and it's hilarious too. They're talking about Billy Bob Thornton here. Billy Bob Thornton is like this country, like oil man on the show. Here he looks like a Rastafarian. So they all do look like they look on the show. This dude, whatever her name is, whatever the girl's name from Varsity Blues is, and Billy Bob Thornton. Ham something. I think this dude's name is like Ham. This is the lady from the 80s movies. I can't remember her name that was married Ashton Kutcher. This is the lady from Varsity Blues. And this is old Billy Bob, the heartthrob. He looks like, yeah. Funny. All right, anyways. Yeah, do you guys are bullish or bearish on the president's speech? Yeah, sorry to hear about your cousin. That's terrible. Sorry to hear. Demi Moore, yeah. Yeah, I knew his name was something Ham. Demi Moore, I know her, and then the girl from Varsity Blues, and then Billy Bob. Billy Bob's got like platform boots, I guess. Do boots make you look taller? If they do, bro, I'm about to throw some boots on. Be cowboy. I mean, let me look this up. AI is going to answer this for me. Do boots? I should have specified cowboy boots raise your height. Because look, I'm like 5'10", 5'11". I could use a couple inches, you know, grow to 6 feet. They're known to add 2 inches. Now I see why everybody's wearing cowboy boots. Boots were made for walking, John? Yeah. Yeah. I knew that was coming. ChatGPT worked for me just now. This is what ChatGPT said. I said, do boots make you taller? It said, yes. Many boots can increase your height depending on their design. The sole, insole, and heel of a boot often adds some elevation. Work boots typically give you 1 to 2 inches. Chelsea boots, I don't even know what that is, might add 1 to 1.5 inches. And Western or cowboy boots, known for their more pronounced heels, can add almost 2 inches or more to your height. Thank you, ChatGPT. Tall John coming soon, guys. Listen, Tall John coming soon. Yeah, y'all about to see me in cowboy boots. Don't say a word, too. You know, just be like, man, John, you're tall. You know, don't say a word. Look, I got the camo hat already. I just need cowboy boots. I'm ready. Who's Claude? Well, yeah, I already knew it. I was just kind of joking when I said it. It's JOHN. What happened to that guy, Maury? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Moray? Maury? Which one is it, guys? Y'all help me out. Moray. He sang that song, Quicksand. That song got hundreds of millions of views. All right, chat. Hey, market is so boring right now, man. I'm sorry I'm talking about random stuff, but look, this is the, I mean, we got an upward trend here, but the range is too tight to really have any type of like strong edge, I would say. We're going to trade after the open in our actual funded account, but we're going to wait. Moray. You got the Duck Dynasty look. Listen, that's okay. Top 3 looks in the world right now. Davos Economic Forum. Yeah. Quicksand, great song. You know. Yeah, the market might be. What time is the speech? I think it's at 11, right? Let me see. Yeah, he speaks at 11 a.m. Eastern. So that's 10 a.m. my time. So that's in about an hour. Or no. That's in about 2 hours. I'm sorry. Yeah, the risk reward isn't there. It's too small of a range. I gotta wait. I'm more country than I think people realize on this channel, though. You know, like I'm from Louisiana, where Duck Dynasty is from. You know, and so, yeah, I'm more country than people realize. I used to have a much stronger accent too. I think running this live stream for years has kind of made it dwindle a little bit, but yeah, I'm in Texas right now. It's showing a speech. I think it's pre-recorded though, so I don't know how much it's really gonna affect things, considering the pre-recorded aspect of it. But maybe. Let me look this up. He's gonna deliver first key speech at the World Economic Forum. He speak remotely at the WEF in Davos, delivering his first major speech, 11 a.m. Eastern time. So I guess it's a real speech. Yeah, so I guess this is a big event, man. I'll cover it if you guys want me to. All right, chat. Where's GameStop at? I know Roaring Kitty made another post. Somebody in the loop there explained to me what it meant. Yeah, he'll be live. Okay, good. Yeah, I thought at first it was pre-recorded, but it's not. It's live. I mean, I can cover it. I'm not really political though, so I can't really say much, right? Like I'm just not a big political guy. Crude oil inventories at 12. Yeah, good luck, Justin. Oh, sorry. Here, let me check this. Discord where, Pawn? Did you send me something? Oh. Where's it at? Yeah, it's all right. So we are breaking down a little bit, guys. We got 25 minutes left until the market opens. 25 minutes left. I will be back in 30 seconds, chat. 30 seconds. All right, so the market still hasn't really moved much. Still testing that 200 exponential. I kind of want to buy it, but it's also so choppy and flat right now. What do you guys think the market's going to do today, man? It's kind of boring. The market could be choppy ahead of the speech is what I'm guessing here. Maybe it's just apprehensive. Some say it's a U reference because the U fell off. Maybe drop in his hypothetical U position. Unity? You mean Unity the stock? Yeah, jobless claims are out. They're right below me in yellow right here. Fake out then down. Bearish. Yeah, it does look weak. Look at that bounce right at that support level, though. I got to keep that level up for sure. And again, guys, if you haven't already, check out TopStep. TopStep gives traders a demo, and they test their skill with it. If they pass the test, they fund them. If they fail, they only lose what they pay for it. In this case, it's $50 for the base one, $49. You pass it, you get a $50K funded account with a 90% split. You fail, you only lose $50. It's not the end of the world. And TopStep X is the biggest edge. They give you zero commission, tiny amount of fees per trade. Only less than $3 in fees per E-mini contract, which is tiny. That thing can move thousands against you in a minute or two. And so a tiny amount of fees. Zero commissions. Great way to learn how to day trade. Again, day trading the futures market is very similar to day trading stocks. Very, very similar. There's no PDT rule in futures though, so you can day trade like the S&P, the Dow, the NASDAQ, the Russell, gold, some currencies. Patterns are very, very similar to blue chip stock patterns, and there's no PDT rule. And so it's a great way to learn. Top Step is the most legit one in the world. They've paid out over 150 million since 2020. They fund thousands of traders. They've been around for over 12 years. It's a great way to learn how to day trade. Most legit one in the world. If you pass it, you get a 90% split. You get to keep your first 10K. If you fail, you only lose $50 for the base one. I think it's $100 for the middle one, $150 for the top one. And so it's all pretty cheap. They're the most legit one in the world. And the zero commission aspect means that it's like really cheap for most people. We're going to short this. And so again, I'll put the link up in chat if you want to check it out. Great way to help support the channel. There's the link right there if you want to see what it's about. All right, so you can see how similar this is to day trading stocks as well. So we are now in 2 contracts. The range is so small. I'm going to take half off there, and then we'll let the last one work a little bit more. There we go. All right, so yeah, we just made about $150. Riding that short breakdown, I'll take it. Very choppy. We're attacking that chop right now, so that's good. You'll love to see it. Look how choppy the market is, though. It's really, really boring, really flat. Let's see what Justin said that people are disagreeing with. My edge gives me very low risk to reward trades. Usually I risk less than 50 and can make over 10x pretty consistently. Trading micros isn't fully utilizing that edge. I don't know, man. I think it depends, right? Okay, so the pros and cons of using micro contracts, right? This is mini contracts. Micro contracts move 10x the size of this, basically. Or 10 times smaller size, that is, basically. The benefit of that is that you can scale in and out of positions easier because they're smaller, right? So I can scale into a larger position easier. I can scale into a smaller, I can scale out of my positions easier as well. Kind of maximizing edge in that regard. The cons of it are that more fees per contract. There's more fees with micros because you got to buy more of them, basically. And you know, that's basically the only con, is that you know, you can essentially take the same size you can with micros versus minis. You can break them up into smaller pieces though with micros, but you're going to pay more fees to do it. Not commissions, but more fees. So. Micro spreads are also a bit higher. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I saw a prime. It's all good, bro. Maybe I might reach out. We'll see. I don't really need an editor right now. I can usually edit stuff myself now, so. But maybe in the future. All right, guys, you guys ready? All right, we got 20 minutes left, 19 minutes. I messed my hand up training yesterday, bro. It's one of those times where, like, I cut my hand and then I bled a little bit on my gi. I prefer micro flexibility. Yeah, I mean, everybody's different. What do you think are the percent chances that they unexpectedly cut rates next week? I think it's incredibly low percentage chance, like less than 1% chance. Looking at the CME watch tool, yeah, I think it's very, very low probability that they're going to cut next week. They're almost certainly going to pause rates. It's 0.5%, according to analysts, 0.5% likelihood. So not very high, pretty improbable. Hey, I appreciate the love, guys. We got a decent amount of views today for this. So did somebody said Tim Sykes had a Porsche giveaway like years ago, and the winner of the Porsche was his uncle Rick. Is this true? Bro, I see so many car giveaways, bro. Every time I look, they must know I like cars. Everywhere I look, they're like, hey, you know, sign up for this giveaway, win this twin turbo Supra. And I love twin turbo Supras. They're like, hey, sign up for this giveaway, win this McLaren 760. I'm like, I like McLarens. Win this Lamborghini. I'm like, I like Lamborghinis. I've never signed up for one ever. Never will. The reason I don't sign up is because it's got to be, some of them are certainly scamming you. And the way they're probably scamming you is they're claiming to give away cars, and they're picking it randomly. And that's very difficult to prove, by the way, that it's not random. And then they're giving it to somebody they know. You know what I mean? That's what it seems like to me, is what most of them are doing. But some of them might be legit. I don't know. Yeah, I for a little while I wanted the new Supra, but then I don't like the way it looks. It's too small. And I know the old one was small too, but they made the back too flat. Like, it's got no butt. You know what I mean? I need a car with a big booty, you know? I don't want that car with, like, the Supra's, like, the back end they messed up. I like the front. The front looks dope. The back looks stupid. Is there a way to open two charts? Yeah, there should be. I don't know, though. But there should be, I think. I might be wrong. Let me see. Y'all tell me. I don't know. I'm not the guy to ask. I'm pretty sure there is, though, right? I would think there is. Oh yeah, you can add a symbol. Let's see. Micro NASDAQ. Yeah. Oh, unless you compare. Okay, I see. Yeah, I don't know. All right, we're gonna short this little pop. We're popping into a resistance level here. The old Supers are great. All right, so we're in two contracts. All right, we took our profit off there. Oh, I see. Yeah, you can open up 2 charts. The way you open up 2 charts is you go to this square right here, and you just put it on 2, whichever horizontal, vertical, whatever you want to do. That's what you do. All right, we're gonna take our first 3 contract position here. Let's see if we retrace back down. Not looking good though. Oh my gosh, I'm in 4 contracts. I did not mean to go this heavy. Oh, terrible timing on my. I lost $200 there. I'm still up 1,000, but I think I'll wait. I didn't really mean to buy that big a size too. So $200 is honestly kind of small for a 400 or 4 contract mini position. It's okay though. All right, 60% think we're bullish for the rest of the day out of over 700 votes. 40% think we're bearish. Wait, did Trump really pardon Ross Ulbricht? Wow, dude, he did, bro. I don't get like political, but man, dude, he did. I don't know how I'm just now hearing about this. Union Pacific delivers 7% more profits as investors. It delivered more shipments with fewer employees and continued to make the railroad more efficient for Union Pacific. I'm on Twitter, but I'm not on it all day. Yeah, I don't know if it's pronounced Ulbricht or Ulbright, but he was the Silk Road founder. No, Fabio. I would not say that at all. Yeah, follow me on X right there. Yeah. Yeah, I was training last night. Yeah, if you want to give me a follow, there it is right there. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Hey, we got 9 minutes. Yeah, there was a movie based around it. It's a tough thing, bro. Like, it's hard to tell. So my short would have worked here, too. Look at this weakness. I'm going to wait until the opening bell. I'm not going to get too into it. Too many buzzwords, controversial topics. It's an interesting pardon, though. It's a little, yeah. Hmm. Yeah, it kind of shocked me reading it though, Faye. Yeah. If anything, I'm impartial, right? Like, I don't really pick sides, and I really don't. Like, that's really how I am as a person. I'm very neutral on all of that stuff. I don't want to get involved with it. I don't want people to judge me for anything in that regard. Like, I genuinely dislike the whole realm of politics. I think once you get to the tippity top, they're all kind of rooting for the same thing anyway, regardless of the side that they're on. And so I just kind of, stray away from it. I cover news and policies. That's it. And if it affects the market, sure. But outside of that, I'm just not messing with politics. It's just not my interest. Yeah, I don't know if it's Ulbricht or Albright. There's a lot of different ways to pronounce that. Job numbers were weaker than expected. 223 unemployment claims versus 220 expected. Higher than expected unemployment claims. And ultimately unemployment. Bright? Is it Albright? Okay. It's typically pronounced Albrecht. Or Albrecht. Alright. What's up, Raymond? Yeah, so, but look at the support and resistance levels they're drawing. They're bouncing up and down off of this. Yeah, I'm not going to say whether I agree or disagree with Ross. It gets tricky. He put a contract out on somebody, too. It's an interesting pardon, I'm not saying I agree or disagree with it because, to be honest, I'm somewhere in the middle of that. But, yeah, I've traded Forex before. I'm not really a fan of trading Forex. I think there's too much red tape and difficulty to get it done cleanly. As well as, like, it's easier to find consolidated interest in volatility trading futures or stocks versus Forex, personally. Look at that support level hold that we bounced directly off of my level here. Look at this resistance level too. So I really like these two levels that I have. I'll probably try to draw out a couple more since we have such an obvious range. The benefit of this is that we have really clean levels to watch. So I'm going to look at these three right now and then watch it as we break underneath it. We might have one like here. I'm going to move this up to here. So we'll see what we get here, guys. We got 3 minutes left. Yeah, y'all are getting into conversations I'm just not interested in. I'm really politically neutral. I don't really like any of those combos. All right, chat, here we go. All right, guys. Still at my levels here. Look at NVIDIA pop. We're still watching the SPY, NVIDIA, Apple, Tesla, a bunch of other stuff too. I'm probably going to skip the whole speech by him, though. Personally, it's too political in nature. Yeah. Next week's crazy busy, though, chat. Crazy busy, to be honest. Tomorrow we got flash services, manufacturing, PMI, existing home sales, and consumer sentiment data at 10 a.m. Next week's crazy. We got durable goods, Case Shiller, CB consumer confidence. I thought we had the JOLTS report next week. Let me see. Maybe that's the week after. Building permits. I know we got earnings next week. Case Shiller, CB consumer confidence, durable goods. Next week we got the Fed decision. Okay. Did they change things? Regarding next week, chat? Maybe it's Thursday GDP. Okay, maybe I'm a week ahead. So next week we got some stuff. We got the Fed decision Wednesday. I thought we had more stuff next week. There's the opening bell, guys. There's the opening bell. Let's see what the market does. We're going to wait 5 minutes before switching to our actual funded account at the opening bell. I mean, next week we got big earnings. So we're going to be busy next week, but I thought we had more morning news. Maybe it's the week after that we get like the JOLTS and stuff like that. I know like next Monday we got Palantir earnings. Or no, maybe it's SoFi. Yeah, it's SoFi and AT&T. Tuesday we got a whole gang of earnings too. All right, so we're going to wait a little bit. Tesla popping up to almost 420 at the opening bell. We're going to watch Apple here. 225s. Look at this flush. Wow. Cracking under some levels here. Part of me is tempted to short that, but it's a little bit too early. After the opening bell, I gotta sit. Kind of crazy. Okay, so the week after that's JOLTS and payrolls. Okay. Look at that rebound here, man. Wow. Tesla, Apple flying up. Apple up to 226. Look at that retracement. I'm going to buy one contract here. It's kind of risky, though. It's a combine account, so it doesn't matter too much. Yeah, we got to cut that. Quick. Apple's ripping up, though. Tesla was, too. All right, so I think we got another, like, better confirmed level right here. Man, look how volatile the market open is. That's why we wait. I should have waited before. Where's Bitcoin at now? Tesla popping up, Bitcoin popping up, Amazon popping up. Or Amazon falling down, I mean. So another day where we got some stuff popping, some stuff dropping. I gotta wait another minute at least before we trade. Hold on. We're still in that middle range here, so there's 4 minutes after the bell. Honestly, I'm kind of optimistic here. I'm going to buy this dip and then maybe add some size and take a big risk since we have it at the opening bell. And hopefully don't get punished here. All right, we got 5 contracts. Sheesh, bro. Look at this candle, dude. I'm going to get out a lot of it there. I just didn't like it. So we're going to add to a winning position now too. 4 contracts left. Taking a risk, but that's all right. There we go. All right. Okay. The bullish sentiment did work, but I need another dip to capitalize on it. We'll add some size on a pullback too if we get it. All right, so we've made a big string of green at the opening bell. We'll buy a small dip here, see if we get pop. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so far so good. The bullish direction did play out for us here. We bounced right off my main level here. Looking a little strong now though, but I want to keep trading with the trend. I don't really want to try to short the top of this here. We're going to start this dip with 1 contract here, just 1. Got to be careful for reversals, but we're going to start it with just 1 contract so our risk is pretty limited. And then if we get green, we'll add to it if we're already profitable in the trade. We almost added to it there, but it retraced so quickly. We'll take 2 here, that's it. And then be very prepared to cut it. We took half off it off there, locked in something. I don't like that drop at all, so we ended up getting kind of flat there. It's looking weak now, to be honest. Apple has turned, so my sentiment might change here. Nvidia's under the VWAP too, 200 exponential. So my sentiment might change. We're gonna short the trend now. There we go. We'll add to our winning position now too. Try to give us the time to capitalize. There we go. All right. We'll look for a bounce up, short it again. As long as we still see weakness. I don't know. Let me see. Apple and Amazon starting to bounce back. So we'll pause shorting for now, actually. Watching Nvidia too. See what happens at this 200 exponential. It's going to dictate what we do here. Right in that middle range. Yep, it looks like pausing shorts was the move there. I still might short one contract though if actually I'm gonna wait. Yeah, and again, if you want to check out Top Step, this is what I'm trading on today. Top Step gives you a demo. They test your skill with it. You pass the test, they fund you. You fail, you only lose what you pay for it. Understand CFTC 4.41. Hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations, guys. I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose. I have no idea what I'm talking about. If you copy me, you might lose. Understand CFTC 4.41. Hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations, guys. Don't copy me. I have no idea what I'm talking about. With that said, if you want to check out Top Step, link is right here in the chat. Great way to learn how to day trade. No PDT rule in futures. You can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell, gold, some currencies. Patterns are very similar to blue chip stock patterns, but there's no PDT rule. They give you a 50K demo. Comes with real-time data. If you were going to pay for a 50K demo with real-time data outside of Top Step, it would cost the same ballpark as the base combine. If you pass it, you make 3K in profit on a 50K demo without losing 2K first. Following their rules, they fund you 50K with a 90% split, so it's a similar reward to funding your own account, noticeably less risk than losing thousands in your own account. And they paid out almost 200 million. Great way to learn how to day trade. Again, here's the link in the chat if you want to check it out. Understand they are an affiliate of mine. I am super biased because I get paid by them, so confirm it all with them. I can't guarantee anything. But there's the link. Check it out. Market's breaking highs up here. I think we could have choppiness leading into the speech, though, today. Meaning people may be optimistic on the speech, but I'm going to short right here. One contract, though. We're going to keep it just one. I just made 60 bucks. Only need about 250 left to hit my goal, and then we're going to start trading our actual. Two contracts here, but I got to be careful. Lost a little bit there. Let's see if we can make that back. I'm going to get out there small. We'll wait for an edge. All right, we're going to pivot to our actual funded account now, chat. Let me make sure my levels are good on here, though. Here, bear with me for a second, chat. I want to make sure I still have my levels when I'm trading micros, because I like these levels. All right, so we got one. And 904 here. We got another at 890 here. We got another at 75 here. We got another at 867 here. All right, cool. We are up there. All right, let's put this up now. I don't know which funded account we should trade. I guess we'll go back to our green streak one. All right. All right, we got our levels up here, chat. Let's do this. Market's kind of choppy. I'm going to bet on choppiness leading into the speech, to be honest. That's what I'm looking at now. And we got one short. We'll look to add to a winning position if we get something good. I will short up here too. I don't want to trade too much against the trend though. I don't like the momentum now. I'm gonna have to slow it down. We lost like 20 bucks there. We'll come back another time. We're trading against the trend. Check my levels. We got some confirmation in the trend. I will take a larger risk here. And we will add to this position if we get a good spot to add to it. Basically betting that we're going to get choppiness. All right, there's 4. We'll get into 5. Trying to give it time. Risk level is up here. Depends on what Nvidia does and whether the market's optimistic regarding the speech. But the speech is coming out. I'm going to bet on chop. I'm going to lower my risk a little bit, take some pieces off. Looks like that was the smart move. Decide to add them back if we really start to break down. The stronger we stay up there, the more I want to take off here. And we're limiting our loss to something small if we do get stopped. Problem is Nvidia keeps breaking highs. A lot of stuff is too, so we're just getting stuck. We lost like 50 bucks. Hit our stop. It's at 11 a.m. Eastern. Look at that level too. We followed it. I could trade with the trend, but let me see. Where's my other one? I had another one up. There it is. Hey, we just hit our target on the combine, so that's good. Let's see if we can trade like this on our actual account. We're not down much though. Four contracts. Took a piece off, took another piece off, took another piece off. Got out the rest there. I just made about 30-40 bucks back. We'll see if we can swing it. Gonna trade very similar to how I trade in the combine account. So we got the rejection at the top of that level. My levels are doing pretty good. If we can get down here, we're interested in a long because we got an easy risk level, but we got to get way down there. That's good enough. Here we go. Out. Good. Basically flat on the day now. See if we can find another edge position. Swing 2. We got our risk level. We're right at it now. We only have one contract here, though, and we're over our risk level, so we got to cut it. Still doing good. Look at the SPY start to test up here. Let me move this over so you guys can see it. All right. Doing okay so far. We'll hold the rest flat. Flat. And we're flat on the day too. Maybe we could have held down a little bit longer. We're watching Nvidia Apple right now. We're getting kind of some mid-range chop, but we're still doing all right. Oh, it's hot in here. Still breaking highs, looking strong. Nvidia still popping up too. Looks good. Will it be a liquidity grab up here, though, is the question. All right, we're going for green on the day now, chat. We're going for green on the day. Double top. Range is small. We'll add to a winning position if we can find ourselves in one like this. Almost there. I was gonna short that top too. I guess I'm bearish right here, but I think it could go either way. I know this is a risky position, shorting the top like this, especially as momentum comes in, but I also think it's a double top up there, so we have a really easy cut like this if it doesn't work, which it didn't, unfortunately. Pretty close to flat on the day, though. We got time. I still kind of like it, too. It just depends on what Nvidia does. Give it a little bit of time, see if we come back down. Risk levels, the high of the day. Reward targets way down here at 904s. I'm gonna hold this last one to it, hopefully. Maybe add a little bit too up here. That's close enough. All right. Almost got down there. It would have hit it too. Look at that reward target tap. So yeah, there's the breakdown that I was trying to catch. See if we can go green now. Almost there. All right, we are green on the day. Chat, green on the day. Let's see if we can find some good edge, though. Now we're going to swing a little bit heavier now that we're green. 9 contracts right now. All right, we're out. All right, let's see if we keep grinding it up. Should have stayed in it a little bit longer. Yeah, I'm green on the day now. Took me a little while, though. Yeah, y'all hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, chat. I appreciate it. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. Slightly green. Slightly green. Very small. But we were down almost $100, so we're happy with green nonetheless. Two contracts here. Looks like we're wrong on this one. Still green, but less. I'll add back if it looks good, but this actually looks better for a long, I think, now. 6 contracts. Tried to take some off there, just kind of missed it. All right. I was gonna add right back too. I don't like this ad. I'm gonna have to take some risk and get back down there. 6. Oh my goodness. Back to where I was. Boo. Now we're down $80. Stuff start to turn a little bit. This is the 200 exponential. We'll try. Oof. I'll take 6 here. Oof. 2 really big red candles wiped out all my green on the day. I'm gonna shut this account down for the rest of the day. Probably. We got a couple funded accounts though that we can play with, so it's all good. Not super happy about it, but it's all good. This is how it goes sometimes. Big weakness coming through, you know. Yeah. And we got this one now that we can sit on. Yeah, top 3 gamblers in the world right now, though. I mean, to be honest, I make money regardless of any of it. I was trying to attack choppiness, but yeah, we just got a huge breakdown. I should have shorted the top and held it, but it's all good. I don't want to trade. I want to trade micros though. We're gonna trade small. We're at the bottom of the range, so we might buy this down here with a 1 contract position and let it go. Our risk level is going to be down here at 875s. Our reward target's going to be at about 904s. Maybe not that high. We'll make our reward target about 9s. See if we can get a pop. Yeah, I don't know if I like a short. I like a long because we're kind of at the bottom range now, but I might be wrong. Again, we'll wait. I'm trying to be patient and wait. I'm going to add to this now since we're green. And then let it work. We're trading small. Again, I think the speech is going to cause sideways volatility. Higher lows. Yeah. I mean, again, every day's not going to be green. We just finished a 10-day green streak on that account. And so people like to say whatever. They'll be like, oh, he's gambling or whatever it is. It's funny how the same people are kind of silent when you're on the green streak. That's how it goes. All right, so we're going to take a piece of this off there. Now, this is a pretty good trade. I'm going to go ahead and cut the rest up there. So we just made about 40 or 50 bucks on that little bitty trade. And I think if I do trade, we're going to take longer term trades like that today. It's getting kind of boring out there, though. We still got an hour. I'm going to shut it down. I just don't think I have anything that I really like. And so I'm going to wait. We're going to be on Top Step TV later today at 11:15 a.m. So we're going to be on Top Step TV at 11:15 a.m. That'll give us a place to review the market action that we got from the speech, right? So that'll give us a place to review the market action we got. And so, yeah, we'll be back on later today. Hey, I love you all. Yeah, 100% Mo. Most of the time it just comes from like jealousy. Like if they're not doing much in life, they kind of feel better lashing out at other people. And, you know, the way you can always tell is whether it's somebody who is like, if you're a supportive member of the chat and you're like, hey, John, you're gambling, I'll probably listen to you and be like, yeah, maybe I am or maybe I'm not. If you've never said anything else and you're just kind of being negative, you know, those are people that are usually just unhappy with themselves. And it's okay. You know, we can give them a place to let it out. It's all right. We're just trying to be good to the world is what we're trying to do. Hey, y'all join our Discord. There's the link. I appreciate the love. And yeah, let me know if you guys think the Trump speech will be good or bad. You know, typically the markets react favorably to him. But I think there's also some variables that could happen from this. And so y'all just be careful. The market looks sideways to me leading up to this. And so it looks sideways to me. I would just be careful. Be careful of chop. I'll see you guys later. Again, we're going to be on Top Step TV at 11:15 Central. So 12:15 Eastern, I think, right? So yeah, I'll see you guys there. Y'all be good. Have a great day.